Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis, offers a wealth of insight into the human mind and behavior. Here are 50 life lessons drawn from his work. 1. Dreams are the royal road to the unconscious. 2. The mind is like an iceberg. It floats with 1/7 of its bulk above water. 3. The first human who hurled an insult instead of a stone was the founder of civilization. 4. Where does a thought go when it's forgotten? 5. We are what we are because we have been what we have been. 6. The interpretation of dreams is the royal road to a knowledge of the unconscious activities of the mind. 7. The voice of the intellect is a soft one, but it does not rest until it has gained a hearing. 8. One day, in retrospect, the years of struggle will strike you as the most beautiful. 9. Being entirely honest with oneself is a good exercise. 10. Out of your vulnerabilities will come your strength. 11. Unexpressed emotions will never die. They are buried alive and will come forth later in uglier ways. 12. Most people do not really want freedom, because freedom involves responsibility, and most people are frightened of responsibility. 13. Men are more moral than they think and far more immoral than they can imagine. 14. Illusions commend themselves to us because they save us pain and allow us to enjoy pleasure instead. 15. No one who, like me, conjures up the most evil of those half-tamed demons that inhabit the human beast and seeks to wrestle with them can expect to come through the struggle unscathed. 16. Love and work are the cornerstones of our humanness. 17. Everywhere I go I find a poet has been there before me. 18. The goal of all life is death. 19. The ego is not master in its own house. 20. We are never so defenseless against suffering as when we love. 21. Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. 22. Where they love they do not desire, and where they desire they cannot love. 23. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. 24. The conscious mind may be compared to a fountain, playing in the sun and falling back into the great subterranean pool of subconscious from which it rises. 25. The unconscious of one human being can react upon that of another without passing through the conscious. 26. Where it is, there shall ego be. 27. Time spent with cats is never wasted. 28. What progress we are making! In the Middle Ages they would have burned me. Now they are content with burning my books. 29. Thought is action in rehearsal. 30. A man should not strive to eliminate his complexes, but to get into accord with them. They are legitimately what directs his conduct in the world. 31. He that has eyes to see and ears to hear may convince himself that no mortal can keep a secret. If his lips are silent, he chatters with his fingertips, betrayal oozes out of him at every pore. 32. Children are completely egoistic. They feel their needs intensely and strive ruthlessly to satisfy them. 33. Whoever loves becomes humble. Those who love have, so to speak, pawned a part of their narcissism. 34. A man who has been the indisputable favorite of his mother keeps for life the feeling of a conqueror. 35. Civilization began the first time an angry person cast a word instead of a rock. 36. The virtuous man contents himself with dreaming that which the wicked man does in actual life. 37. The first requisite of civilization is that of justice. 38. In the small matters trust the mind, in the large ones the heart. 39. The only bodily organ which is really regarded as inferior is the atrophied penis, a girl's clitoris. 40. A person who feels pleasure in producing pain in someone else in a sexual relationship is also capable of enjoying as pleasure any pain which he may himself derive from sexual relations. A sadist is always at the same time a masochist. 41. Flowers are restful to look at. They have neither emotions nor conflicts. 42. The great question that has never been answered, and which I have not yet been able to answer, despite my 30 years of research into the feminine soul, is, what does a woman want? 43. Beauty has no obvious use, nor is there any clear cultural necessity for it. Yet civilization could not do without it. 44. Human beings are funny. They long to be with the person they love, but refuse to admit openly. Some are afraid to show even the slightest sign of affection because of fear that their feelings may not be recognized, or even worse, returned. 45. Just as a cautious businessman avoids investing all his capital in one concern, so wisdom would probably admonish us also not to anticipate all our happiness from one quarter alone. 46. The act of birth is the first experience of anxiety, and thus the source and prototype of the effect of anxiety. 47. One is very crazy when in love. 48. Man has, as it were, become a kind of prosthetic god. When he puts on all his auxiliary organs, he is truly magnificent, but those organs have not grown on him, and they still give him much trouble at times. 49. There are no mistakes. 50. Men are strong so long as they represent a strong idea. They become powerless when they oppose it.